Hi guys, my name is Liam Mullane from MSL Mercedes Cork, and I'd like to talk to you today about the all-new Mercedes E-Class. This is a brand new car from the ground up, starting with the whole new engine. This is a 2-litre engine, 1995cc. This is the first car in the Mercedes range to have this engine. It's 194 brake horsepower, coupled with a 9-speed automatic gearbox. Seamless change, dual clutch. It's absolutely fantastic. It's got 194 brake horsepower. The road tax is only 190, and it has over 60 miles per gallon. The spec of this car is far higher than the previous model. For example, we have LED lights as standard in this car. You can see the beautiful daytime running lights in this. All LED technology. As you can see down here, we have the sensors. This car has full parking pilot as standard as well. Has autonomous parking. As we're at the front of the car, the safety features here are paramount. We have the collision prevention assist at the front of the car, so it detects the distance between you and item in front, gives you warning if there's an emergency. It also has autonomous braking in an emergency situation. On a day like today, which is a little bit wet, it's got dry braking, so at regular intervals the pads will actually skim off the discs to keep the brake discs dry. So everything in this car is class leading when it comes to safety. Speaking of spec, on the outside of the car, as standard, we have folding mirrors. We have a full mirror pack in this car, which has electrochrome mirrors, so they'll dim automatically if someone is behind you with the headlights on. The whole side of the car, the frame is all new. This car is 100 kilograms lighter than the previous model. So it's lighter, with more power, and it's all about comfort in the new E-Class. At the rear of the car, as we can see with the lines, this car has taken all its features from the S-Class. The boot, I'll open here for you, is 540 litres. Now that's a great achievement because it's the same size boot as the previous model, even though the body is far more sculpted and aerodynamic. We haven't lost any boot space. But what we have gained, we have 2 levers here, which will drop the rear seat. We've got a folding split rear seat at 60/40, which is new to the E-Class saloon. Down low on the rear, we have our chrome tip for rear effects tailpipes. Again, all standard on the car. If I take you to the inside, full leather interior is standard on the E-Class. Electric seats, comfort seats, electric lumbar. They're also heated. As you can see by the design of these seats, nothing has been left out. They're ergonomic, yet supportive. So now that we're inside in the E-Class, you can see the high level of materials that they've used surpasses anything else in this class. We have sat navigation as standard. If you can see along here, ambient lighting is standard. Now this is the new ambient lighting, which is fluid LED technology, so there's no little gaps in the lighting. We can go into our settings, and what I love about the new ambient lighting is, as you can see here on the screen, if I turn this over, we actually have 64 different color combinations that we can set this car to, so you create the perfect mooding at any time. Full interactive display down here. You got dynamic select, so dynamic select gives you your sport mode, and at 194 brake horsepower, this car really comes alive. You can also go to the direct opposite, and you can go to eco mode. You know, the eco mode, when you're cruising on the road and you take your foot off the throttle, instead of having engine braking slowing you down, the car actually goes to effectively neutral, and you'll go further, saving fuel consumption and also using less fuel. You'll be using less emissions out of the exhaust of the car. Down here also we have our parking pilot. So to activate that, what I'm going to do, first I'm going to start the engine, and you can hear how quiet the car is. So that's the beauty with this new 2-litre engine. It's way quieter than the previous 2.1, more efficient, more powerful. So on the gears over here, same as the last model, when I go into reverse, we have the all new reversing camera, which is standard on the new E-Class. So we have our sensors all around like the previous model, but now we have the upgraded reversing camera. We have the parking pilot, so when I hit the parking pilot, this car now is looking for spaces. So we have sensors front, sensors rear, but we also have sensors on the side. So when you drive past the space, the car will select the space. I then hit my button to select that space, and I take my hands off of the controls, and the car will go into reverse automatically. It'll activate the indicator automatically. It will park in and do everything autonomously, which is another upgrade from the previous model, which effectively was the steering. If it has to do a 3-point turn, it'll go into drive itself, and also will go into reverse itself, so it changes its own gears. When you're in that space, if you use the autonomous parking, when you get back into the car, you can activate autonomous driving out, where the car will also go out of the space that it got into if it's too difficult. When we go into our reverse gear and the camera comes on, we can select our panoramic view, which gives us full left and right. So if we're reversing onto the main road, we can see oncoming traffic, another great safety feature. On the center display, we have 2 touch control pads. This touchpad controls that screen. This touchpad controls that screen. So we can at any stage put whatever we want on this screen with that thumb. Same on this one, we can put whatever we want on this screen with this thumb. You can have either or. So if you have sat nav here, well then you can put your radio on this one and go to your stations. Likewise, put your radio here and bring the sat nav here, and it'll give you your directions. We have the full 9G Tiptronic gearbox, cruise control, heated seats, the mirror pack, which as I say, you can manually activate to fold in, outside as well, automatic lights, highest level you can get in the car. The one last thing I want to talk to you about is up here on the roof, we have the SOS button. So if I flick this guy down, this does exactly what I said in the tin. If you're in an emergency, this car has its own SIM card, it can send off the information to Mercedes, the airbags deploy, Mercedes will actually call you in an emergency and send an ambulance. You can call them as well, and they'll ask you, are you okay, do you need an ambulance? You can say yes. So if your phone was dead, if you had no coverage, you can call Mercedes directly. We have the I and this button here. These are also direct links to Mercedes. The I, you can actually call Mercedes and ask them anything about the car. You'll get a real person who will know what car you have, and you can say to him, how do I activate Parking Pilot? And you'll say, hi, my name is Tom from Mercedes, and he will go through it with you in detail. Likewise, on the service side here, if you want to book your car in for a service, you don't even have to worry about calling the dealership. You just call that person and, hi, it's Tom from Mercedes. Tom would like to book my car in for a service, and he will book you in for you. The car also has remote online. Now the remote online is, you're basically interacted with your car. So not only do you have these features, but on your smartphone, you can open up the app. You can lock and unlock this car remotely from anywhere in the world. You can check your fuel, you can check your tire pressures. What you can also do is you can track the car. Now this information is yours, so you can turn it on or off. It's your information. But if you had the car, if you lent it to anybody, you can track it live. They'll know obviously it's being tracked as well. What you can also do is you can set up what we call a geofence. So if the car went outside that area, you get an email. So you really are in control of your car. What we're going to do now, we're going to go outside again. We're going to give you a final preview of the outside of the car. So to finalize, we've got 3 different variations of this car. We have the Avantgarde, we have the Exclusive, which has the full chrome grille with the star on the bonnet, and we have the AMG for the more sportier driver. So that's the introduction to the new E-Class. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video. For more information, my name is Liam Mullane from MSL Cork. We have these here available for test drive. Call in anytime to order your new car. Thank you.